Okay, folks, it's the big day. Here we are, day 300. We have 3 days left, and then we are done with this challenge. It's amazing. It's really amazing that this is finally at the finish line. 30 attempts, lots of failures. Well, I guess 29 failures. And now we are at the end. 3 days. How do we wish to spend our 3 days? We have meat, we have food, we have cattails. There's someone out there? I heard footsteps. Footsteps. We left the door open in case the bear decides to come in. But, yeah, let's see what happens here. Oh, we do have a wolf in here. Huh. We don't have any meat on us. Too windy for a torch. I wonder where that wolf came from. Is it going to come back? Hmm. I guess we could go down, look for some more torches. I mean, firewood to make torches. Not torches. I don't know. I don't know what we want to do. We need to find something to do. Prison Bear has not shown up. It would be a great way to wrap up. Hey, Psychotic Deer. Yes, this is it. This is our last 3 days of this challenge. We did see a wolf just randomly show up in the yard that wasn't there before, so... yeah, there are ways we could kill ourselves still, but we'll try not to do that. Let's see here. What could we break up? So we never found another whetstone. We never found a flare gun. Kind of a sad run in that respect. Can't break these ones down. We're almost there. Yeah, almost to 500 is a whole different story. This being our personal best, we have reason to keep running this one longer. It's just that I find the game less interesting after the first 100 days, unless I have some sort of challenge I'm working on. So, let's see here. Great. And tomorrow morning, bright and early,
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
I am headed to the airport to spend most of the week in Los Angeles. So we will probably not stay up. We'll finish our challenge, and then we will probably just end as soon as we get to that point, and not really stay up too much longer, because I do have to get up early. Like, I think I set my alarm for 4:30, 4:15, 4:15 a.m. I was like, Okay, so we got a little bit of, yeah. Nothing else hiding here. The one on my phone works pretty well. But yeah, it's a trade-off, right? The advantage of an early flight is that you get in with lots of time. And if there is a cancellation or delay and you get bumped to another flight, there's still, all likelihood is that you'll get to your destination. If you have a late flight in the day and you get bumped to the next flight and the next flight's the next day, then you're just out of luck. Okay, so we grab more... Grab more firewood, right? Yeah. Yep, see, he's here. Some wolfy wolf guy is around here. Wants to be shot. There he is. He's scared. So I left the door open just so that someone could come in, like Big Bear could come in and hang out. And take pot shots on Big Bear, but little Wolfie's not up for it. Not going to play our game. Very disappointing, little Wolfie. Will we crouch down and wait for him? I don't think we get the bear. I've not seen him. Yeah, maybe we grab the meat and see if we can pull the wolf in, just so we have something to shoot at today. It's getting kind of boring, sitting around, watching the snowfall. Oh, there he is. Why is he so scared? Does he, like, see all the dead wolves around? Is that what's throwing him off? Is my double wolf coat, or double bear coat getting to him? What's going on? There's another one here. Where are you at? Here, wolf. Oh, there he is. We got one wolf to come and visit us. Yeah, it goes right where the bar is. That's not going to work. Yeah, now we're too close to the bar. You gonna come back? Pain trying to find the right angle on this guy. Oh. Ran off already. Nope. Try again, see if we can get a shot on this guy. He wants to go that way. Ah, that didn't work. Can't really shoot through that, huh? How about this? See if we get that shot. Wandering a little too far. He'll come back. Can't get the right angle on this guy. There he goes. I think we wait for this shot to come back. I wait for him to come back and give us a shot. We'll hide. Peek out. Best kind of wolf hunting. From above. Makes me feel like a cougar. Just gonna pounce down. That terrifies me when the cougar finally comes into the game, because I'm pretty certain it's gonna be a attack from above predator. That will be just nasty. Ooh. Attack from above, death from above. How far is he going to come? This direction.
I can't feel my hands.
Where's he trying to go? Is he not coming any closer?
It was so cold.
I guess we should go warm up for a little bit.
I want to lay down for a bit.
See if he gives us a shot over here. Ah, ran off. Figures. Okay. With one down, we'll go take a little rest in here.
Damn, I'm freezing.
Still here? You go home? Oh, I hear him. Yeah, too wiggly. There, back of the head. Snipe to the back of the head. Okay. Peace of mind. We have dealt with the dogs in the yard. Okay, we can go harvest them tomorrow. Wait a couple hours. Okay, I want to know how many wolves we've killed now. 109. So we've been busy. Let's update this here. "109 wolves. We did not find prison bear. 18 deer, still the same. 41 rabbits. Lost track of ptarmigans. Okay. We're gonna have to figure out what we need to take with us when we go down and harvest those wolves. Probably don't need these. Yeah, most of this we can just store somewhere. Currently on day 301. 2 days left. And we've got 2 wolves to harvest. We're going to just rest up here for a couple more hours, let it warm up a little bit. I think it's probably good enough. No, it's kind of gray. Okay, let's stick some of our medicine into the cabinet. Okay, that's good. This is fine. I'll just transfer all but 8. We don't need this. Probably don't need these. $39. Okay. Oh, and we don't need all these. There we go. I think we just need enough firewood to harvest the wolves. We don't need to perfectly cook them all. Don't hear any more predator sounds. Got that one. Or is it that one? What is this one? Okay. Okay, posture check. Thanks, Draconic Acidic. Thanks for the posture check. Stretch. My slouching has continued. Try to break that. Oh. Three, two, 1, 0. Positive. Okay. Oh, the weather's turning nice. At least it's clearing up. Okay. Torch. And let's run this over to the safety of the... Actually, we're light enough we could actually just climb all the way up there. We'll take the first batch of meat up. Come back, harvest the second one. Smack my face in that. Oh, I hate this. I keep forgetting. Dropping meat on this thing doesn't work. Disappears beneath the surface. Bermuda Triangle doesn't work. You have to drop it on snow somewhere. Or alternatively on this grid, right? Snow works better. But at this point we might as well run all the way back up here. Okay. Time to grab the rest of... I'm going to get the second wolf. Yeah, we're going to avoid a bear encounter by closing the door while we harvest. Okay, can't bother us now.
Come on, little fire.
There we go. Okay. Mr. Bear, you're welcome to come visit. We've finished taking care of all of the interior design. We've left our wolf carcasses around for you. Let's see here. Oh, the day is almost over. And then it'll be one more day. Okay. Looking good. Yep, I have a whole week to think about what our next challenge is going to be. We will probably spend once a week on Roll With It this run just to take it a little further. But I think it's time to start something new. So I really wasn't expecting to survive. I'll be honest. I thought Blackrock would finish us yet again, but I did it. We killed the Timberwolf pack. We managed to kill a bunch of wolves and not die. Even though we got double wolf attacked at one point, we managed to still survive that. So all things working out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we continue this run, it would have to be probably still roll. Have to keep going, roll with it, and I would say we would want to make our way back to. We'd pick another destination that we want to get back to. Like I could see the next goal would be to go from Black Rock to spend some time in Desolation Point. Anyone else here? You see anyone? I don't see any tracks. I don't think anyone's here. But I do like starting new runs, so... Alright, so we are officially on day 302. 302. I think I want a challenge that I actually enjoy. Not Permanent Aurora. Not like Eternal Night. That one's really awful too. %, like as in we map everything, like do Faithful Cartographer. Try to cover all the regions completely. I don't think we're getting anyone else.
The cold is making my head feel.
If anyone else showed up, we'd still have to harvest something. Yeah, trying to map out zone of contamination 100% probably kill us. Oh, now we're officially in cabin fever risk territory. Great. Hmm. No other unfriendlies. It's going to look like a pretty boring final day.
Make a fire. Make a hot fire. Come on, little fire. My fingers feel numb.
Hmm.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
Okay. What do I got for firewood? 4 sticks. Well, it's enough to warm up our teas.
Come on, little fire.
Still have cabin fever to wait out, so. Nineteen. Yep, no one else here. So other things we could try is we could create instead a table of things that might happen. So random our stay is not a number of days all the time, but it could instead be dependent on something else. Ooh, that could keep it interesting. Yeah, or a requirement that has to be met before you can leave. Uh-oh. Too windy. Yep. Don't think we're gonna get anything else out of here. Blizzard. For our final day, we get a blizzard. Oh, we're not done with cabin fever yet? That's annoying. Let's see if this will work.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
Don't do this. Too windy. %. We're so close.
Sure getting cold.
Oh, one day must kill a wolf. Or be killed by a wolf. Yeah. Oh, it finished boiling. Good for you. Well, there's not much we can do about this. Minus 13. Yeah, it's just miserably cold. Okay. Probably get our cabin fever. Way to celebrate the end of our challenge. Get cabin fever, right? If that's what happens. Just saying. Could be how we finish up. Okay, when the day breaks, we will have officially finished this challenge. Oh. Yeah, I know. Best way to cure them. Crackers. We're pretty stable right now.
could eat anything.
You could, Astrid. But you know what you should eat? You should eat crackers, because... Because, Astrid, it's Cracker Day. Cracker Day. Also known as Challenge Completion Day. Woohoo! We did it! We did it, folks. All the way. 303. We have made it. 303. Finish line. We did it. Now what? No, now what do we do? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So I think we will probably decide like what's the I'll have to do some thinking. I don't really want to spend all my time continuing this run because like I say, I really enjoyed the challenge of the first 50 days. I might set myself a challenge to... Like, I like challenges there where there's a little bit of a race involved, or a challenge where there's a constraint involved. So, like, a challenge where... Like, Keg Stand's an interesting challenge because it's like, you can't leave the region, you just have to be there for 50 days.
Somehow.
And it's really, really hard to make that work. And people have done... you know, similar sort of 50-day challenges in other regions. You know, I'm wondering too about like the having a challenge that has steps. Like there is a step 1, step
Wait.
2.
I'm so cold. I'm warming up a bit.
Yeah, 26. We're okay. We need to eat though. Eat the crackers, Astrid. Eat the crackers. Eat the crackers. Eat the wolf. Oh. Should we even drink the broth? We could even drink the broth if we wanted to. All that succulent broth. Maybe we'll save it for something else. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I think, we need to celebrate somehow, right? So... Where can we go?
So cold.
Spawn and remain and bleak. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this. Celebration! Fireworks! Yay! Fireworks! We're on a budget. That's all we can afford. Ooh, fireworks. Okay, we'll read, yeah, let's read a poem. We'll wrap up. I'll get some sleep before I have to be up super stupid early for my flight. And I will think about what the next challenge is going to be. Okay. Let's step inside. Okay. Yeah, we'd have to go get the recipe for that and then do all the extra work. That might be something to try some other time. Okay, so we have officially finished. 303 is done. Wholly done. We may use this to push on for 500, or we may try a different 500 run with a different challenge. But yeah, so before we go, let's read a poem. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, what to read? We'll take a first stab at whatever the poem chooser tells us, but if I don't like it, we may read something completely different. That doesn't really feel quite as festive. Yeah, that's oddly appropriate. County Winters in Los Angeles. Try one more. See what else we get. Okay, that one we can do. I've read that one before, but it's kind of a fun one. This is called The Mortician's Bookkeeper. It comes from my first book of poetry. Let's see if I can pull this up. So, first book of poetry is The Lost Country of Sight, which was published by Anhinga Press in 2008. It's the winner of the 2007 Philip Levine Prize for Poetry. And it's my first book. And so this is The Mortician's Bookkeeper. And I feel like it's going to be reading glasses today, so we'll do that. The Mortician's Bookkeeper. You arrive early to work, clothed in a careful black which you peel off layer after layer, till white-sleeved and tieless you descend into the stacks, crunch numbers until the sun slips out through the back door. When things are slow, you too might slip into a crowd of strangers, fill an otherwise empty room, or watch a casket burn in the brick oven. Sometimes you help the dead dress, comb back a loose hair, close an eye, add color to their drying lips. Some are so light you could lift them with a hand placed under the neck, another arm stretched out to gather the body at the knees, and walk like a mother with a sleepless child in a slow circle by the window light, or the way a man with calloused hands might carry his new bride up a long, dark flight of stairs. So the poem came about because years and years and years ago, when I was living in Los Angeles, I was at some singles event, some mingle or mixer or something like that. And I ended up in a random conversation with someone who informed me that she was a mortician's bookkeeper. And I asked, what does the mortician's bookkeeper do other than keep the books? And she said, well, pretty much everything, like within limits. It's like there's always a need for something. Sometimes we help out with the, taking some of the cosmetic attention on the preparing the body and the deceased face, so it looks nice in the coffin. And sometimes she said that sometimes they were like a person would have a scheduled memorial service, and the crowd was thin. There would be practically no one there. So then they would send the staff in to kind of fill in the gap so it wouldn't look so empty. Because everyone should have someone there at the funeral is sort of what they believe. And so it began with just thinking about like what that would be like to be the mortician's bookkeeper and be filling in all these different ways. But that image at the end, like when I was writing it, it caught me completely off guard. Picking up the body to move it. Suddenly I thought about like how mothers pick up sleeping children or sick children to carry them to bed, or how someone newly married, the groom, might pick up the bride and carry her across the threshold. And thresholds are like, for poets, it's like, and psychologists, that's just rich with possibility and meaning. Thresholds. This is a crossover place, the place with a barrier between, or the liminal space between one space of being and another, borders and crossing places. So, So that's the Mortician's Bookkeeper. I'll give you one bonus one. Give you a bonus one here. And that image of climbing up to the great unknown, I think is really a good one. At least my opinion. It's good. And then we'll read this one because the weather was terrible on the last day and because it mentions prisoners. So I think this fits as well. This is a bonus poem also from the same collection. This one's entitled Seeking Shelter at -50 degrees. Yeah, I feel like this is really, really appropriate for Black Rock, even though I wrote this years before I played the game. So, try it again. Seeking shelter at minus 50 degrees. Trying to thaw, we sat by the dim warmth of the wood-burning stove, brittle as our clothes, frozen, our few words a visible fog. Outside, the thin wooden walls, the wind-driven branches tap like blind men, or perhaps a prisoner in solitary testing the depth of his world. Down the North Gravel Road, an abandoned farmhouse full of imagined lights, whispers, the shuffling of raccoons, old papers. In the gullies, ghost cars, still shining like new, rested where they were thrown miles away from anywhere. And far above, stars, the color of snow, each a lone boat drifting in the dark sea. Okay, so that's Seeking Shelter at minus 50 degrees. And was inspired by one of the winter camps I went on as a young Boy Scout in Canada. That particular year, we did not have to camp outside. We were in a cabin, but it was not an insulated cabin. It was a cabin with a wood stove, very much like, it was an upgrade from the fishing hut that we see in the game. But yeah, it was meant to be warmed by the wood burning stove and not by anything else. Um, yeah, it was cold. It was really bitterly cold. And one of the things that we did one of the nights was we went out. We left the cabin area, and it was close to farmland, farmers' property that we had permission to be on. And up the road of ways were two things. One was an abandoned farmhouse, which some of the other scouts decided that they really wanted to check out, even though it was like stupidly cold. And so they decided to go and see the really spooky, like abandoned farmhouse, and then report back to us about what they saw there. And mostly they couldn't see anything because it wasn't very bright. It was very dark, actually. And so they just heard things which were kind of spooky, the shuffling of papers and the movement of like creatures in the darkness. Raccoons, of course. And then I think the other thing that I always found fascinating was like someone was telling us about like how like not far from the train tracks in that area there was a whole stretch of abandoned cars from the 1940s, which someone had speculated had fallen off of the rail of a were being transported and fell off. I now know, or at least suspect, having watched enough like American Pickers and Canadian Pickers and some YouTube channels about buying, going to estate sales and things like that. That most likely a lot of farmers are just hoarders when it comes to old vehicles, and so someone could have just accumulated a bunch of old wrecks and left them all on the side of the road. But in any case, it was kind of a weird thing to think about, all these cars lined up there as if they were almost new, like in the moonlight, or in the, on the night when there was moonlight or starlight, it would seem like they were almost new. So, yeah. So, minus 50. After about minus 45, it really doesn't matter which system you're in. It's just bitterly cold. Okay, so we're going to wrap up here. Oh, this is almost our usual time. I started half an hour later because I was finishing up an application for a really cool research assistant position that had shown up listing on the university site for a research assistant to do digital storytelling, which basically has to do with recording interviews with people and thinking about geography and space in interesting ways when it comes to storytelling. So I'm hoping I get that position. It would start in March, which would be great. I would get back from my trip. I would probably work one last week for the writing center that I'm at. If I get the job, I'll finish up my last week, give notice, and then start into the other one if I get it. Now, I know that there's at least one of my other friends is up for the same position, applying for the same position. And I think he would also be fantastic. So we'll see. We'll see who gets it. Maybe there'll be someone else who's even better than both of us. But I feel like I have a good combination of skills and experience. I did find it was really challenging to figure out how to reduce everything down to a 2-page professional resume, um, a non-academic professional resume, for the sake of this particular application. And also they asked for a 1-page cover letter. And I was like thinking, as someone with extensive background and experience, it's really hard. I mean, it's a necessary skill to like be brief and concise and be able to cover all your points, but it's really hard to do it. You know, with the resume, you just basically have to pick and choose what you're going to focus on because you can't fit everything on the 2 pages. I have I think like a 15-page CV at this point. My academic CV is 15 pages long. But mostly that's publications and presentations, conferences, readings, that type of stuff. Takes up a lot of space. And then, so if you drop all the academic work and creative work that I've done, that's really not that long. But then I'm also old. So there's also like a long professional history. And a lot of it may or may not be relevant or might be pretty old. So you say I really don't need to include the entire life history. I just need to focus on the most recent relevant, jobs that I've had or positions that I've had that make sense. So, yeah. Anyways, so that was kind of what took me a little extra time today. I was busy finishing that up. But that's all off and that's in, and I hope to hear something in the first week of March. So that means most likely when I get back, I will hopefully have some good news, crossing fingers, within that first week of March. Just a reminder, I am gone from tomorrow, from Monday all the way through until Saturday. I get back Saturday, so there will be a stream most likely on Saturday night, but nothing between tomorrow and Friday. So yeah, and we should go find someone to raid before I forget. And I will apologize to them for raiding and running because I do need to get myself final check on everything before I go to bed. Okay. Let's see. Our choices. We could go to Deadpool, who's doing Nope Part 4. We could go visit Slinger of No Guns, who's doing Loper Day 917. Wow. And I don't know if there's anyone else that I really know here. Anyone else have a recommendation? Deadpool works? Yeah, I think everyone else is doing other stuff. Let's go visit Deadpool then. Deadpool, we tried to raid last night, but we raided just as he was taking a break. So didn't really get to chat. So we'll pop in on this one here. Okay, we'll get this Deadpool raid started. And we can report back that we successfully finished our challenge. Okay, thank you all. We'll see you again soon. I'll be on the other side of the raid for a few minutes, and then I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to have to get myself ready for bed. So take care. We'll see you all on Saturday.